All right, looking live at the White House right off the top. You know, in the midst of executive orders restructuring the way the government governs, and in the midst of an immigration crackdown, the nation will hear the first press briefing under the new Trump administration. So watch for us to go there live in about an hour here on 24/7. Now, one headline we have our eyes on is this: an internal memo sent by the White House putting a temporary pause on nearly all federal financial assistance programs. We're also talking about federal grants and federal loans. So what kind of impacts are we looking at there? Everything from aid to nonprofits, money to universities, even small business loans. Here's reaction on Capitol Hill.
Every one of our offices has been deluged with calls from people who are in panic. What is this going to mean? What if I have a hospital that has people on life support? What are we going to do? And just like the January 6th pardons, this decision is lawless, dangerous, destructive, cruel. It's illegal. It's unconstitutional.
He said he's going to review it. He's not halting, he's reviewing it. And in a certain amount of time, he's going to release it again. That's what he ran on.
I think it violates the Anti-Impoundment Act, which is what he got impeached for with respect to withholding congressionally appropriated money from Ukraine. And you will notice that in the hearing with the budget director, Russ Vought, last week, the nominee, he wouldn't commit to following the law. So I think the administration feels like we don't have to follow the law, and we will act illegally until the court tells us we have to stop.
As the legislative branch, are you worried you're losing some of your powers of the purse?
Nope. I mean, I'm worried about a president behaving unlawfully. I'm not worried about our action.
So we're talking about interpretations there, and a smattering of them at that. So let's bring in CBS News White House reporter Aaron Navarro. Aaron, there's really a ticking clock for these agencies to report back. Who is at risk, really, of losing these federal dollars?
That's right. Agencies have to decide and enforce this freeze by 5 p.m. today. We do know who's not impacted, and the memo says clearly that Medicare and Social Security benefits will not be impacted. It says that assistance provided directly to individuals will not be impacted, but it's the organizations, groups that administer those funds that could be. And it's important to note, as our team has been reaching out to organizations, they have not been in touch yet with federal officials, but it could be a sweeping impact here, this freeze. Nonprofits, food assistance programs. The First on Focus Children organization says this freeze could impact $329 billion for programs such as food assistance, school meal programs. Certainly a sweeping effect. But just to put in context kind of the reasoning behind this memo from OMB, from the White House, they say that financial assistance should, quote, be dedicated to advancing administration priorities, quote, ending wokeness and resources that advance Marxist equity, transgenderism, and the Green New Deal. So certainly following through on a Trump campaign promise, but it remains to be seen exactly how programs will be impacted, hoping to get clarification in a briefing you mentioned.
Yeah, all right, and so we know, let's talk about that. You're going to be in that room for that first press briefing. What questions will really take the lead there as that briefing starts today?
Yeah, this will be the first White House press secretary briefing by Caroline Leavitt, who had served in the Trump campaign. Certainly a lot of questions in regards to the freeze, as well as the recent executive orders regarding transgender service members and other things related to the military that President Trump signed just last night. Also on the docket this week are continued immigration enforcement actions, as well as a smattering of the more maybe controversial nominees that President Trump has put out there in terms of congressional confirmation hearings, such as Kash Patel, Tulsi Gabbard, questions about that potentially. But it's expected to be a lot, just given just how much activity there's been in this Trump White House in the past week and some change.
Absolutely, and this is also playing out and likely will drive some questions. I want to ask you about it. The Justice Department firing at least a dozen employees connected to the Trump investigation. How is the administration framing and justifying these firings?
Yeah, these employees were notified by email that they were, quote, unable to carry out the president's agenda. A Justice Department official said the decision was made because these officials could, quote, not be trusted to faithfully implement the president's agenda because of their role in prosecuting the president. Now, Trump as a candidate promised to clean house, in a sense, in the Department of Justice. Last week, he also signed an executive order that tried to curb the, quote, weaponization of the federal government. That's a phrase he and allies often used to describe Jack Smith's case.
Aaron, we know you've got to leave that lawn and get into that first press briefing of the Trump era, the second Trump era. We appreciate you so much stepping out and taking some time with us today.